Hello, and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck. And as you can tell, I'm in my playground. I'm the owner of Holistic Fitness, located right here in New York, Queens. Super excited to be here with you today. Before I dive in, let me just remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Let me know what you like about today's show, and share it out. Now, if you missed last week's episode, I had my amazing astrologer on, Kendrick Greer, and we spoke about the energy of Cancer season. Specifically, the title was about astrology as the love language. So if you missed last week's episode, please go back and watch. And you could do that on Roku, you could do it on YouTube, Twitch TV, Amazon Fire TV, Instagram, and many other platforms as well. But there is a flyer with his information that you can also reach out to him should you be interested in learning a little bit about your love language and what zodiac signs, what planets are for you, and how you could be in alignment to your love language. Because apparently there's a certain time and period of time that you can connect with your soulmate, so to speak, and also fall in love with yourself at a particular time. Did you know that? I learned that last week. Anyway, let me also give a shout out to all of my amazing advertising partners. As I've just mentioned, Kendrick Greer is one of them. He's our astrologer. He's also my mentor as well. I've learned a lot from him over the last, give and take, 10, 11 years. Then we also have Terry Morse, who is our doctor of natural medicine. Nick Rafter, who is our real estate agent, our editor, writer, and journalist. So if you are looking to write a book, a blog, or even find a new home or rent a new apartment, he's your go-to. Joe Monkman, he's our shamanic healing practitioner and health and wellness advocate. Kitty Foss and Amy Martin, they are the hosts of Intuition of the Souls. CJ Ives Lopez, well, she's one of my favorites, believe it or not. And she is the host and the publisher of the Author's Porch podcast and magazine. I just want to hold up the newest magazine that you can actually purchase, available on most sites. So here it is. And you can also find my article in there, The Cosmic Corner. I am the columnist of, and I don't want to lose my space, lose my spot. We have Lisa Nice, who is our independent beauty consultant of Mary Kay. She's still looking for those faces, so reach out if you'd like to be one. And last but not least, who is our guest for today, Gabriella. I screw up her last name, so I'm not even going to play with it. She's our medical intuitive and also the founder of Alive Health Solution. There you have it. Thank you to all my amazing advertising partners. And if you are interested in being one of my partners and you would like to share your story, this is an opportunity for you to do so. You can email healingwithin76@gmail.com to gain more information on how you can be on the show and how you can be one of my partners as well. Again, that email is healingwithin76@gmail.com. Anyway, enough about all the business. Got that all out of the way. Yay for that. Again, share, like, and comment. Let me know that you are here. Want to chat with you a little bit about the cosmic energy that's going on this week. As of today, there were some changes going on, so I'm kind of curious to know how you are feeling. And are you aware that your energy and your mood changes when the planets shift, and also when the zodiac signs shift, and also when that moon rotates every 2.5 days. So it does play a huge role on how we do feel. After all, that's what the moon's about. But what's going on right now, today is the 17th. What's going on right now, right here and now, is Venus. Venus, our planet of love, relationship, and money, has just shifted out of Gemini energy and is moving into, and has moved into Cancer energy. Cancer is our zodiac sign that's associated with fourth house. It's associated with family, Home, we speak of home. Home is about the shelter we live in and also our body. It's about healing. It's also about the relationship we have with our mother, the things we are mothering, how we mother our inner child, and how we see other people as mothers, and the feminine energy as well. So now that it's a Venus energy, there's going to be a lot of attention on that relationship. So pay attention to that. Another thing I want to bring to your attention, which will be changing too, Mercury is going to be moving out of Cancer energy and moving into Leo energy on the 19th, which is just 2 days away. So when we have planets that are moving that closely together, away from different things, that shifts our energy as well. Mercury is our planet of communication, scheduling, technology as well. Leo is the 5th house energy, and Leo is about change, freedom, some unpredictability, but also fun and adventure. So again, I want you to become aware of where these particular planets sit on your chart and what zodiac signs they are in and what house, what placement they are in, because that's where the communication takes place. And as you know, the sun is still in Cancer season for at least another give and take 5 days, and then that's going to be moving out of Cancer and into Leo as well. So for now, at least for the next 5 or so days, we have these 3 planets that are working with us in Cancer season. So a lot of attention on, again, home, family, healing, nurturing, the relationship you have with your mother, and that feminine energy. To learn more about how this influences you on a personal level, reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to sharing some amazing insight with you. And again, that email is healingwithin76@gmail.com. So with that being said, what I like to do now, I like to share some insight so you can work on one chakra today to bring you in alignment to what that energy is, what the theme is going to be for you as we move into these changes, and to help you be the best version of yourself. So here we go. So all I'm asking that you do is take a minute to just close your eyes, take a breath, and let's see what card is in store for all of us. This is a collective energy, a general collective energy for all of us. Ooh, cards in reverse. When a card shows up in reverse, it means we really do need to pay attention to the message. But the chakra here, which is the high heart, which makes a lot of sense because when we have 3 planets all in Cancer energy for such a short period of time, we do need to show a little more compassion, kindness, and love to ourselves and to others. The message is higher education. Now, this could definitely be related to the intellectual, like let's go back to school, or let's take on a workshop or a course of some sort to learn something new, but it's also associated with that spiritual wisdom. So during this Cancer season, where we have Mercury, Venus, and the Sun, use this time to really use your spiritual wisdom to see what you can learn about yourself. Come out of your ego. 36, woo, love that number 36. So let's talk about that 3 for a quick minute, which is about that Mercury energy, about communication. That 6 energy is the energy associated with the collective universal year, 2022, which is about healing. And that's what we're all doing this year. Every one of us is healing something about ourselves. Some of us might be healing a lot of things about ourselves, but we're all healing at least one thing about ourselves. And when I speak about healing, healing means that you are going to experience challenges and lessons to get you through to where you have to go. That 3 and 6 is 9. That 9 is about letting go, surrendering, move through your journey, your spiritual journey, and learn something about yourself so you can transform into the best version of you. That 9 energy associated with astrology is connected to what we call Sagittarius energy, which is about spiritual awakening, spiritual wisdom, and also traveling, which, believe it or not, is just a little personal niche there. Scorpios are actually in their ninth house energy right now. So this, even though I'm not doing a specific forecast reading, this card really plays really well with you Scorpios out there. So if you have Scorpio as your sun, moon, or rising, or in any of your planets on your chart, this is playing a huge role for you right now. So pay attention to this. You need to surrender something. You need to let go of something so you can move into that spiritual wisdom, that higher education. Something brand new is coming in as you let go. That 9 is about a transformation. So I'm loving this card, and these 3 planets, Sun, Mercury, and Venus, are going to help you along. Remember, Cancer energy is about home, our shelter, and also our body. And when we think about our shelter, it's not just our home that we go home to every day, but also the home of your career. How is that going to change with these 3 planets in a very short period of time? So I'm kind of curious how this is resonating with you. And if it is, put that in the comments. And if you are watching on any of the other platforms, such as YouTube or Twitter right now, you can email me. Let me know how this resonates. You can do that by healingwithin76@gmail.com. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick commercial break because I'm going to come back and have my guest with me. And our topic today is about food allergies. So let me take that break. I'll be right back.
If you are turned off by conventional medicine and their mantra, "Do you want meds for that?" there's a better option. I'm Gabriella Mihalichin, medical intuitive and healer. Let me help you find the root cause of your illness and guide you through healing. My intuitive method directs your body to heal itself and removes barriers to healing. I invite you to schedule a session today at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR@gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hello, 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 and welcome back. For those of you who are just tuning in, you are watching Joanne's Healing Within, and I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I will introduce my guest in just a minute. Just want to come and do a review on one of the things that's the most important thing right now is my card. Today's insight for today was the cards in reverse. So it's reminding us that we do need to pay attention to today's message and work on the chakra. The chakra is associated with the high heart, which is that compassion and kindness to oneself. The message is higher education, in reference to spiritual wisdom, as I like to call. It's associated with the number 9. 9 in numerology is about letting go and surrendering so you can transform. And associated with astrology, it's about Sagittarius energy, which is all about the spiritual wisdom and learning to travel in your sleep state to gain your wisdom, but also physically traveling. And as I mentioned before, in regards to astrology and our zodiac signs, our Scorpios are in their 9th house right now. So this plays a huge role to anyone who has sun, moon, or rising in their chart. And as I like to say, also where Scorpio isn't sitting in anywhere on your chart. So for more about that, you'll have to come back and watch the beginning to catch more on that. All that being said, let me introduce my amazing guest today. I have Gabriella, I'm sorry, I still can't say your darn last name, but you're going to do that for me. So introduce yourself if you don't mind, please.
Sure. I am Gabriella Mihalichin. I am an medical intuitive and healer. I have been doing that for about 6 years now. I started off my career as a computer programmer. And now instead of troubleshooting programs, I troubleshoot people's bodies and try to get to the root cause of the problem so we can heal it.
I love that. And as those of you who've been sort of watching maybe early this morning when I was promoting today's show, today's topic is about food allergies. And I'm sure if you do not suffer with food allergies, you know at least one person that does. And if so, if you're here watching and that person isn't, please share this information with them because Gabriella is going to be chatting about food allergies. And she's also going to be chatting about how she can help you heal your food allergies in under, what is it, 5 minutes, you said?
Yeah, between 5 and 10 usually.
Okay, so what I like to do is let's start off with what is a food allergy?
So a food allergy, to be a true allergy, it's a reaction, histamine reaction typically, to a protein. Now, proteins are found in biological matter, and they are comprised of amino acids. So a protein can be a food, it can be a plant, an animal, things like that. We're going to talk about food allergies today. But it is not a chemical. Chemical reaction to chemicals are not technically allergies. So pretty much that summarizes what an allergy is.
Excellent, excellent. And here's a biggie, and I'm sure you get asked this question a lot. Now, again, for those of you who are not aware, Gabriella, I'm going to use the word majors in science. In fact, she went to school for science. And she had left her very comfortable, or shall we say, comfortable job as in the science field to become a healer, to help every one of you heal whatever's showing up in your body. So, Gabriella, talk a little bit about that and why you did it.
Okay, I will, definitely. I was just going along in the computer field. I was working in the healthcare industry, but I was doing programming. I was working with statisticians and pathologists. And that was fun. I enjoyed being in the health field, enjoyed helping others. Felt like I was helping people be healthier by making sure that the lab equipment actually was working properly. What happened was when my son, who is now 16, was about 4, I started getting different symptoms, and they didn't look like allergy symptoms. They didn't look like food intolerances or food related at all, but it set me on a journey because when I went to the doctor, they said, what would you like to talk about? That's too many symptoms. Well, we can't talk about all the symptoms. Which ones would you like to talk about? And I really, really felt like the problem was one problem. So I brought my list of symptoms saying, hopefully, like, oh, it's your liver, let's do this. Or you're deficient in this nutrient, that's why all these problems are happening. But no, they didn't even think about that, really. They just said, which ones do you want to talk about today? Which symptoms are bothering you the most? And when I picked out a symptom or two, they said, do you want meds for that? And that didn't seem right to me. So I started researching. I'm very good at researching and putting pieces of information together. And one of my symptoms was insomnia, so that gave me extra time to research. And so I would Google different unrelated symptoms and see what I could find. And eventually I found, and this was a while ago, I found that the problem for me was my body couldn't handle gluten. And I couldn't methylate it, and it was causing toxic buildup and different things. And I just was getting different symptoms like swollen fingers and Raynaud's and depression and different things that you wouldn't associate with food at all. But when I found that out, I said, well, I mean, that's something I can actually do something about. So I was very happy to find that. And I cut out gluten and I lived gluten-free for years. I continued researching. I realized that my gluten sensitivity was because my body couldn't deal with gluten properly. And through the help of a naturopath, he had me test my body for an MTHFR gene mutation, which I had. And I started moving into the health field when that happened, because I looked around me and saw so many people with food intolerances that they had no idea were there. And they were taking all kinds of meds or feeling sick because they didn't want the meds and they were just trying to deal with things. And a lot of gluten intolerances in my family, well, genetic, it seems it does run in families. And they just, people don't know. So I decided to be a health coach at that time, and I took training for that and started helping people figure out what foods they can and can't have. And in that way, avoiding those foods, they would get healthier. And then I kept on studying, because that's what I do, and researching not only with classes, but just what's out there, what different alternative health things are out there, because I believe that basically all the alternative health methods work for someone. They don't necessarily work for everyone, but they work for someone. So figuring out how they work was kind of what I was doing. This is a puzzle. This one works in this situation, this one works in that situation, and going from there. And then I put a few different methods together. One method that is used for internalizing affirmations, and another method, muscle testing, is getting information from the subconscious. So combining getting info from the subconscious and giving info to the subconscious, well, the subconscious is in charge of health. So you can get information from your body, and you can give information to your body. And what I have found is, in almost all the situations, the reason that your body doesn't heal itself is not because it can't. It's because you don't troubleshoot correctly, like fully. There's certain things you can troubleshoot and you heal from that. But there's other things that you don't troubleshoot and you just don't heal from those things unless somebody does the troubleshooting for you. And that's what I do. So when I figured all this out, I said, okay. And the third piece of information I had around the same time was that when you put genetic material into two different Petri dishes with different things in them, the genes change. So genes are not as static as we think. We think, okay, it's just my genes, it'll never change, I can't do anything about it. Except when it's in a different, when it's surrounded by something different, it changes. So I used muscle testing. I said, can I change my genes? Because I knew that specific gene was related to gluten, and I didn't want to avoid gluten for the rest of my life because it's not easy.
Yes.
So I got a yes. My body said, yes, I can change my genes. And okay, so can I use that method that is used for the subconscious, affirmations, to change my genes? And it said yes. So I worked on figuring out the words to ask for it to happen. And then I did it. And then I said, can I have gluten? And I got a yes. And that's always been a no. Before that, it was you could count on it. That in fact, it was my test. When I tested yes, before you muscle test, a lot of times you test. So this is how I muscle test. So I would say, is this test working? And then, can I have gluten? And back then, it was a no, always, 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 always. So it was kind of funny because when I went to muscle test, I said, is this test working? Can I have gluten? And I was like, wait.
So let me just ask a quick question. in regards to when you're muscle testing and you're actually holding your hand, your fingers are together when you're doing what you're doing,
Right.
and then you're placing your other finger in, like you're lacking it like a chain, so to speak.
Mhm.
Now, is your finger when you're holding it, is it relaxed or is it tense?
So it's if I'm neutral and I pull, it's enough. I'm holding it tight enough so it doesn't break. And then when I say yes, it stays pretty strong. And when the answer is no, it's weaker, so it breaks through.
Yes, because you do know that you will have, or we will have, somebody in the audience that will sit back and say, well, how do I know that I'm not actually preventing it from opening, and how do I know I'm like letting it open? Which is why intuitively that question was asked, to make sure to let the audience know that this is almost like a soundproof theory. Yes?
It's a great way to talk to the subconscious. Now, for me, it worked wonderfully the very first time, and I would try to come up with something that was false and hold it together, and it wouldn't. Like, I couldn't do it. Some people have to use different fingers. A lot of men, the index fingers are just too strong, and it doesn't ever break. So my son has to use his ring finger, I think.
So finding the right finger to do the work with is also important too, as well.
Yes, so you practice it, and you practice with things that you know, and you can try attempting to give the other answer. So my ceiling's white. So if I say the ceiling is white, and the ceiling is white, you can, but you have to like concentrate on making it weak. So you just find a consistent strength to use. And that's just one way to muscle test. There's a lot of other ones. So if you're not comfortable with that, you can use a pendulum, you can use other finger methods, you can use a tip test where you stand up and you may lean forward or a certain way when it's a yes, or you may go back with, like I lean forward with a yes, back with a no. Some people go sideways, but it's a matter of finding out what your body does and getting that communication together. And then you can use that for other things.
Yes, yeah. For me, when I do that, my yes is a forward back, my no is a side to side. Mm-hmm. So it does work. With that being said, Gabriella, let everyone know how they can reach you. Should they have questions that they do want to ask, but they don't want to leave on the comments here and they want to speak to you personally?
Sure. First of all, my website is alivehealthsolutions.com. You can find me there. You can find me on Facebook. And you can find my Facebook page, which is Alive-Health Solutions, and gem@alivehealthsolutions.com is my email.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be still chatting about food allergies and so much more. So we'll be right back.
Each of us has a mission. What's your mission? Would you like to become a community health resource specialist so you can help your family and your community? For more information on this new training, email me at terry@morsewellness.com. That's TERRY @MORSE wellness.com. You can become a community health resource specialist.
Hi, my name is Lisa Nice, and I'm an independent beauty consultant for Mary Kay. I'm also a single mom of 5 and a physical therapist, so I love Mary Kay because it fits so nicely into my lifestyle. New year, new you. I'm looking for 15 faces, and it's a free either facial or a glam look. You get free samples, and you get entered to win a $200 beautiful Kate Spade bag. So if anything about this commercial has interested you, like number 1, the opportunity, number 2, be a face. So call me, 908-546-0266. Try it, you're gonna love it.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I have my amazing guest here, Gabriella, who is our medical intuitive and also the founder of Alive Health Solutions. And today we are chatting about food allergies and also the fact that Gabriella was in the field of science and she has shifted gears just a little bit into healing and created this amazing therapy called healing prompt therapy. Just went out of my head, but it came back. Hello. So we were just chatting about some muscle testing. If you missed the first portion of today's show, you're definitely going to have to come back and watch. And you can watch it on Roku, YouTube, Twitch TV, Twitter, Amazon Fire TV, and also Instagram. But you're here now, so we're going to continue. And what I want to find out from Gabriella is, my big question that I have for her right now is how I heard about allergies shot works sometimes. What makes them work, and what method is different? How is your method different is my big question.
Sure. So there are some allergies that I would say they have a reason. My allergy to gluten, the reason was my body actually couldn't process some of the amino acids that are in gluten. So it was causing problems in my body. So the allergy was an initial reaction to the gluten saying, please don't do that, it harms you. A lot of the allergies that people grow up with that run in families, those are related to, or those are usually that type, where there's a problem processing correctly. Other allergies are more kind of misunderstandings. So if you had food poisoning, or say, and it was associated with a food, the next time your body sees that food, it might have a warning response because last time it was dangerous because it was associated with it. But there's no real problem with the actual food. Likewise, if a situation happens where you have an injection, whether it's typically a vaccine, once in a while a food protein might be in that vaccine, and if it is, your body is going to overreact to it because the vaccine doesn't have other proteins in it necessarily, and it will associate that whole negative experience with the food that it found in the vaccine. Now, it's hard to say whether this is the truth or not, but it looks like they use peanut oil in vaccines. They have a method of stripping the proteins out. We know at least historically they did. And then there's some legislation that looks like they were able to continue but not label it or something like that. But whatever proteins are left in there, your body's going to react to, because it's going to put that as the marker for the damage that was done, the dangerous situation that your body was put in by those pathogens, whether they were totally dead or partially dead, weakened, things like that. So that's where you get the very anaphylactic emergency response, the overreaction. So those don't actually have a reason for you not to eat the food. In that situation, if you have an allergy shot, which is a tiny, tiny bit of the food, like the first allergy shots, they have almost none of the food in there. So if you're doing peanuts, for example, they have a tiny, tiny amount just so that you don't react to it. And it's a safe injection because there's nothing harmful in there. And then they bring the level up just a little bit the next time. They give you another one. They bring the level up, give you another one. And they're trying to train your body to realize, oh, it's not harmful. I noticed that protein and it's not harmful, so I'm going to stop reacting to it. So that's how the allergy shots work, and they only work if there's no reason for the allergy. So if they're in that first category and the food is making you sick because your body can't handle it, it doesn't matter how many injections they give you, your body's not going to be convinced that it's safe because it's not. And you're going to still react. So the way I treat, I don't know if I can use that word. The way I work with people who have allergies is I've discerned, first of all, which category they're in. Is it an allergy that has a reason, or an allergy that does not? So if it's an allergy that doesn't have a reason, then first thing I do is I ask the body if it has a reason. And even if I already know, I'm going to ask, because that's going to prompt the body to say, let me see, let me find out for you. And it will check, and it might notice, I thought there was, where is it? No, I guess there's no reason. So it goes, it'll get a no, it'll say there's no reason. And then the next step is to ask the body to stop reacting. Basically, take it off the list of allergies that you keep. And if there is a reason, there's one more step, and that step is to remove the reason. So the way to remove the reason is your body can't process the protein. Well, what are proteins made of? They're made of amino acids and triglycerides. No, tripeptides, something like that. The important part is the amino acids. So your body can't process some of the amino acids, one or more, that are in that protein, which is in the food. And that's what it's reacting to. So step one is to help your body understand what it has to do to be able to process the amino acid correctly. So a lot of times it's either you need to absorb it, you need to convert it, you need to transport it. There's some problem with part of the process. So we ask the body to heal that part that's not working, and then we can go back to this step. Is there a reason for the allergy? And because we just fixed it, the body goes, huh, no, there isn't. And then you can ask it to stop reacting that way. Take it off the allergy list, and it will stop. It's pretty fast too. So those are the two main causes of allergies and how I deal with them. There are a couple that are more complicated, but I can still work on those. Sometimes with either leaky gut or Candida, your body kind of leaks out of the gut. So the foods that get out of the gut, basically, without being processed, those get reacted to. So healing the gut is going to be the first step, and then you can do step 2 if it's needed, and step 3.
Love this. I love this. And I do have a question, but I'm going to hold my question for when we come back from the commercial break. So Gabriella, let them know how they can reach you.
Sure. My website is alivehealthsolutions.com. And you can find me on Facebook. If you write down the spelling of my name, I'm the only one on there. Or you can email me, GEM, GEM, at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Excellent, excellent. So we're going to take that quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hi, I'm CJ. The Author's Porch is a community where you find good books and good people. We collaborate with services that deliver quality to authors and publish a magazine for authors by authors. Come by, let us feature you or review your book. Coffee is always on, and no matter what time you arrive or where you come from, the porch light is always on.
Hi everyone, I'm Kitty Foss.
And I'm Amy J.
And we're Intuition of the Soul. We are a Facebook and YouTube group that has created a sacred spiritual place to look at your spiritual practices.
And there's too much to tell you about what we do, but let me tell you, we have weekly activities, we have monthly activities, and you are not going to want to miss our spiritual practitioner series. So join us on Intuition of the Soul.
Aloha. Aloha.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I have my amazing guest, Gabriella, who is our medical intuitive and also the founder of our Live Health Solution. We've been chatting about food allergies, how to know that you have one, how to work on healing them, and all of the above. And for those of you who are just tuning in right now, remember to share, like, and comment. And just a little fun fact about Gabriella that makes this so amazing and makes her so amazing is that she literally has a background in science and has literally walked away from her science career to become a healer to help every one of you out there find a way to heal your mind, body, and spirit naturally. So I do urge you to connect with her because she can definitely help you heal whatever's going on in your body. So if you missed the first portion, the second portion, and you're here now, you'll have to go back and watch, especially to understand what I'm about to ask Gabriella. And you can watch this on the replay on Roku, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and many other platforms for that matter. Gabriella, with everything you've just shared about the muscle testing and the healing prompt therapy, does anyone have to believe in this for it to actually work for them?
That's an interesting question. And the answer is no. I have worked with people that don't believe me. My brother, for example.
Family, I tell you.
And didn't think that anything would happen, but it did. I have also worked with babies and animals.
Oh.
And my niece, when my sister adopted her, she was 10 months old, and it became clear that she had some allergies. So my sister brought her to an allergist because she needed proof. And she tested positive for peanut, corn, dairy, gluten. And when my niece was in the room with somebody who was eating a peanut butter sandwich, she would show symptoms and get sick.
Mm.
So it was a very significant peanut allergy, and all the other things were also symptomatic but not anaphylactic. So she was pretty young when I figured this out, and she was one of my first clients besides my boys. And I worked with her before she could really understand much. I mean, she was talking, I think, at that point, but not much at all. So I did the healing prompt therapy with her, helped her subconscious understand what it needed to do. And the next time my sister took her to the allergist, he was shocked. He was like, wait a minute. Wait, there's no allergies anymore. She was allergic to everything. What happened? Maybe it was false. maybe it was their symptoms. He was very confused. But she is now 10, and she still has no problems with allergies. Nothing came back ever. She's perfectly healthy.
I love that. I even love it more so when we actually can have doctors go, like, what happened?
Yes, absolutely.
Was it a false testing before? And they start to question their own work that they do, which I love that. Anyway, yes. So I do love that. So everybody who's been watching, I want you all to mark your calendar, because Gabriella is going to be back on next month on August 24th. I want to just make sure August 14th. Yeah, August 14th. Had to just check my paperwork 3 times because my writing some days are just like, she's going to come back on. And that particular show is going to be a demonstration. We're going to have a volunteer on where Gabriella is going to actually demonstrate some healing prompt and help this particular volunteer clear or heal. I like to use the word heal the allergies that he has towards a list of foods, but we're probably going to focus on one. And I'm sure she could probably heal them all in that one session, because that's what Gabriella does. So if you're really interested in witnessing that magnificent work, please put this on your calendar. August 14th, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, right here, where Gabriella is going to shine her light and demo her work that she does. And this is what my show is all about. I love bringing guests on who really do make a difference and can actually show you how to implement this into practice. So yes, of course, you could definitely reach out to Gabriella and have her help you out to get you where you have to go. But these are also practices that she teaches you so you can continue to make sure you stay healthy. And that's what guests do when they do demonstrations, because there's so much out there for us so we can heal our own bodies, our own health issues without necessarily always having to run to the doctor. And I'm not saying don't run to the doctor, because yes, you might want to get the diagnosis. But then once you have your diagnosis, then reach out to Gabriella and say, hey, my doctor says I have blah, 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 and schedule a consult with Gabriella, and she can help you work on whatever it is. So the next time you have to go back, because your doctor's going to have you come back for a follow-up, and let your doctor be similar to the doctor that her niece dealt with, where he or she may turn around and say, well, maybe the test was wrong, because you'll have no symptoms. And I'm sure you'd want to go back and shock your doctor. So Gabriella, let everyone know how they can reach you one more time. So if they do want to reach out to you, they can.
Yeah, and I just also did want to mention that I do have a money-back guarantee. If your allergies are not cured, we'll try one more time. And if they're still not, you get your money back, the whole thing. That's how confident I am that I can do this, and how much success I have with the people that I've worked with already.
And that's a guarantee, people.
Absolutely. So no risk. Come on. So you're going to want to check it out, alivehealthsolutions.com. And you can find me on Facebook. Either find my name or Alive-Health Solutions, or my email is gem@alivehealthsolutions.com.
Excellent. And again, you're going to want to come and watch on August 14th, 3 p.m. Eastern, as Gabriella does a demonstration with a volunteer, which they'll be meeting on the show that day. It's not going to be something they do ahead of time. Right. They're going to be meeting on the show first time in regards to healing his allergies to food. So save the date, August 14th, and come join us on that day. Usually during this part of the show, I do a card demonstration with my guests, but sometimes my guests prefer to have that card reading behind the scenes. So that's what Gabriella and I are going to do. So what I'm going to do in the sake of that is I'm going to pull one card, another card, just for the audience again. And this is for everybody as a collective, because I like to share that out. We already had our first card, which was all about the high heart, the pink energy, and spiritual wisdom. So let's see what follows with this one, which is really appropriate. Freedom. And I think that word works really well with today's show, considering when you do literally work on healing your allergies from food, you do free your body so you can have these foods that you probably like. The chakra is the root chakra. So you do need to get grounded. You do need to focus on connecting with your body so you can better understand what your body is telling you at the time when these allergies are showing up. 1 in 4 is 5. Change is definitely on its way when you work with Gabriella regarding figuring out the food allergies and how to heal from them. So that's the card for today for all of you who are watching and watching on the replay. Again, Gabriella, I am so grateful to have you here to share your brilliance. Share your brilliance because, again, there's so many people. Do you know what the general number is of people who suffer with food allergies, like the percentage?
I don't. I know it's certainly a lot, and a lot of people don't test. They find out by, oh, I get sick when I eat this, I'm not going to eat that anymore, or they never find out, and they just have symptoms that they don't know why, some random rash or whatever, tummy trouble. But it's certainly a lot of people.
Yes. So there's so many people out there who's restricting their calories, their food intake, because they're afraid of the symptoms that show up. Whereas if you're that person, connect with Gabriella and she can help you, and you could probably be able to have that food again.
Absolutely.
So Gabriella, thank you again for being here today. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and I'm going to come back with the conclusion of today's show. I'll be right back.
Thank you. If you are turned off by conventional medicine and their mantra, do you want meds for that? There's a better option. I'm Gabriella Mihalichin, medical intuitive and healer. Let me help you find the root cause of your illness and guide you through healing. My intuitive method directs your body to heal itself and removes barriers to healing. I invite you to schedule a session today at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Did you know that stress and unprocessed emotions can store in your body, creating more muscle tension and pain, causing illness and disease to flare up? With the help of Chakra Balance Reiki healing, you can begin to feel better within one session. Hello, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck. And I would like to help you release issues from your tissues as you release emotional weight and begin to feel better physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. For more information, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. Welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. For those of you who are just tuning in now, you missed an amazing show, but you can come back and watch on all the major platforms, to name just a few of them. We have Roku, YouTube, Twitch TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Instagram. Anyway, our topic today was about food allergies, and my amazing guest, Gabriella, who is our medical intuitive and also the founder of Alive Health Solution, shared some insight about food allergies and how to heal in under 5 minutes using her amazing prompt healing therapy that she works on. So come back and watch today's show and learn about it, and save the date, because she'll be back on August 14th as she does a demo with one of our volunteers, and you'll be able to use that demonstration as well. Well, I know there's many of you out there who want to know who's coming on next week, and I'll be here next week. I have my amazing guest coming on, Terry Moss. She is our our doctor of natural medicine, got a little tongue-tied there, and she's going to be sharing about metabolism and gut health. So perfectly aligned with today's show. Isn't that interesting? So tune in for next week's show. Again, Dr. Terry Moss, who's going to be chatting about metabolism and gut health. Now, let's just do a little conversation. For most of my advertising partners, some of them have some amazing promos going on right now. So let's start off with Nick Rafter. He's our real estate agent. And know that each person that I do announce right now, there's a flyer, and you can reach out to them based on that information. So again, that's Nick Rafter, our real estate agent. Then we have Joe Monkman, who is the host of Spirit Messages and Energy Insights. CJ Ives Lopez, who is the host and publisher of the Author's Porch magazine and podcast. Then we also have Intuition of the Soul, hosted by Kitty Foss and Amy Martin. And as I mentioned before, we also have Terry Morse of Morse Wellness, Kendrick Greer, our astrologer, and Lisa Nice, our independent beauty consultant. And there's a flyer for each one, so feel free to reach out to them should you wish to connect. All that being said, it's been fun. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you next week. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.